Hi knitters, I am so excited because today is the day that we're starting the January headband. So in this video, I want to take you through and show you some of the characteristics of this particular pattern and stitch pattern specifically. And based on that, I want to help inform your yarn choices. So I'm going to make recommendations of yarns to get and then recommendations for yarn types to avoid. After that, I'm going to show you where to get the pattern. And then I'm going to show you the materials that you're going to want to collect for this project. And then we're going to jump into the next video, which is going to be swatching. So let's take a look at this. This is a headband that can also be a fantastic neck warmer. It has ribbing on both sides and a beautiful stretchy little stitch pattern in the middle that looks a lot like a cable stitch, but it's not. So as long as you have mastered the skills in my quick start video, and by mastered I mean mostly conquered comfortably, that's all you need to be able to do. You need to be able to long tail cast on, knit, purl, alternate knits and purls at the right time, and then bind off. That is it. It is a really simple project. So perfect for beginners, newbies, or those who just want to get their confidence back and refresh their skill set. Because of that beautiful textured pattern, this makes this a very forgiving project for gauge and thereby size. If you are not used to doing gauge swatches, and I'm a very strong proponent of the gauge swatch, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But if you're not used to that, or you're not really confident in how to get gauge, this is a fantastic project for you because you're going to be able to get gauge enough to make it fit, guaranteed. It is a great gift because it has so much stretch. Look at this. This is just one of the 5 sizes. This is the 4th of 5 sizes. It knits up to 17 inches in diameter, but because of that stretch, it'll fit up to a 24-inch head. So a great gift. You make a few, your gauge may not be perfect, and you may not know who you're knitting it for when you're working on it, but then it's a great gift and will fit many, many people. Let's talk yarn choices for a few minutes. Because of this beautiful stitch pattern and all the hard work that you're going to put into it, you want to showcase that beautiful stitch pattern. You don't want to hide it. And there are 3 different yarn choices that are definitely going to highlight this stitch pattern, and the opposite 3 are going to hide it. So the things you want to do: number 1, you want to find a light to medium tone yarn. So something, this is light of course, something in the lighter shades to the medium shades. You want to stay away from darker shades. Darker shades are going to just suck in the light, make it look like a black hole, and you're not going to see that beautiful stitch definition. The second thing you want to do is find a solid colored yarn that you love. Now, I love variegated yarns. I love striped yarns, but this is not the project application for those. This, you just want a nice solid color so that when you're looking at your project, your eye isn't confused by all that striping and color changing. Instead, it's going to the beauty of the stitch texture. The last thing you want to look for is a smooth spun yarn that is consistent in its spinning. Stay away from bouclés, chenilles, slubby yarn, the homespun yarns. Anything with a lot of yarn texture is what you want to try to avoid here. Again, that's all going to detract from the stitch texture, and that's what we want to highlight. I picked out yarn at the Pennsylvania Farm Show this weekend. This is 100% baby alpaca. It says it's a DK weight, and that's exactly what this pattern is written for. So a size 3 yarn is what we're looking for. This is technically a hank, and I'm going to make a pull from the center skein or a cake. We're going to put the hank on the Swift and start winding. Let's get the pattern. You don't have to buy the pattern, but it is available for purchase on Ravelry. So if you'd like a hard copy, nicely printed out for yourself as an automatic download PDF, go to my Ravelry store, Gail Colmar Designs, put in for the January headband in the search on Ravelry, and you should be able to purchase and download a copy of the pattern. I so appreciate your support if you decide to do that. That really means a lot to me. We will work the whole headband together. So if you decide not to download the pattern and you just want to walk through online, that's great. I appreciate you watching the videos frequently and start to finish as many times as you can. That helps with the algorithm and getting this pattern out to as many people as possible, and also helps me support my family. So I really appreciate your support there as well. Let's go over some of the things you're going to want to collect for this January headband project. You're going to need, again, 50 grams of size 3 yarn. This is called Glencoe and it's 100% baby alpaca, but you're welcome to use anything you want. I made this sample in this Eddie Bauer Woolpaca, which I loved, absolutely loved. But it was a Joann's product, and now that Joann's is gone, I haven't been able to locate it. So if anyone knows anything about this yarn, please let me know in the comments where this is. You're going to need a tape measure or some kind of ruler. You're going to want a circular needle that is only 16 inches from tip to tip. It really cannot be any longer than that to do something of this size, because the project has to fit around the needles. If the needles are much longer, you're going to have to constantly be stretching this to fit around it, and it's going to be a real fight. So only 16 inches. Yes, there are definitely ways around that, but for this knit along project, I'm going to be demonstrating on a 16-inch tip-to-tip needle, and it's going to be very simple that way. It's the most straightforward method there is. A stitch marker. You only need one, but I put out a lot so you can just see the variety. You're going to want a little scissors and a yarn needle. You need a 16-inch needle, but I really don't know what diameter of needle you are going to need yet. This is to be determined after we do a gauge swatch. So when I did use this yarn, I did this gauge swatch. So now that we have this yarn, I need to do another gauge swatch and start on probably size 4 needles. That's where I'm going to start, and I'm going to see if my gauge is similar to this or not, and what I'm going to do about it if it's not. So let's get into the January headband gauge swatch in this next video.